Lewis, how's pre-season going from your perspective so far?
Yeah, my perspective has actually been pretty good. It's been good, obviously getting Jamie in. He fits in with the group really well. And to be fair, working with Franco and Ronnie, they've had a good pre-season, and I think they're just looking forward to the games to start now.
Well, let's start with Jamie. Of course, a lot of fans were calling for him to come back. They were desperate for him to come back, and he did. I mean, that's a big bonus for the club to have somebody that understands the setup and can settle in very quickly.
Yeah, I think that was a major factor in obviously getting him back. Like you said, he knows the style that we play. He knows us as staff. He knows a group of players. So for him to settle, it takes no time at all. And just keeping that continuity moving forward. So yeah, to be fair, to get him, I think was quite a big coup in the sense that I do believe that he can play higher levels. So the fact that nobody ended up taking him and we got him as a bonus.
It must be good as well. We've just spoken to him, and he said, it was a no-brainer to come here and develop as a player and a person, which is, I would imagine, from your perspective, great to hear.
Yeah, obviously it's the main thing of what the gaffer sets out. We develop the person first and foremost, and then players afterwards, and that's something as a staff really believe in. It's actually it's nice words that he says that. So, from our point of view, if we can keep him developing as a person and as a player, then that'll be a big tick for us.
The start of the season's getting closer, much sooner than usual this season. What kind of stuff are you working on at the moment? What's your focus?
This week it's been mainly sort of reactional stuff. We tailor it in. I think we start off and it just ends up being just general goalkeeping, getting your eyes back in, getting used to taking hits to the floor. Because I think during pre-season that's the biggest thing that nobody really realises about. You have 3-4 weeks off, and then just getting your body used to taking a pounding again is quite a big thing. And waking up all bruised and bumped. And then what we try to do is, as it gets towards the start of the season, we start tailoring it into getting really short and sharp, and all the stuff that you're going to be facing more of a weekend. And then this will probably be the final week of that, and then next week we'll start gearing towards Cambridge.
Going back a few years, I think sometimes the goalkeepers were over there, the rest of the team were over there. It's changed so much because, especially a side like MK Dons and the style of football they play, which is rare in League One, such an important role that Jamie will have, or Franco or Ronnie if they ever play, to use the ball, to be part of that back five, as it were.
Yeah, I think that is where the modern day goalkeeper now is a big thing. Like you said, back probably when I was playing, I think you're being kind there. Back when I was playing, it was kind of you put to the side and then you just shouted and you go and play five-a-side games. That's not the case, and definitely, obviously, under the manager and the style of football that we want to play, goalkeeper is quite an integral part to that. So using him within the team sessions and using him within the build-up and what we do is a big thing because he's a key part of it.
And away from the goalkeeping, and obviously you're part of the coaching setup here, and there's a great team with everyone involved. What the confidence from the fans must kind of seep through to you. There's the expectation from the fans must seep through to you, whether it be social media or people you see around the place. How do you temper that? How do you just stay on top of that?
I think for all of us as staff, we're not actually on social media, so I think that helps.
Stay away from it.
I think that helps us in quite a big way. But obviously, we're the ones that are in it sort of day to day, so. We understand that there's been a lot of turnover at the club. Losing players, lots of new players coming in, and it's just going to take time for lads to settle in, for them to learn the way that we all want to play, learn the setups, learn what we do. So from us as staff, we've always got that in the back of our minds. So obviously, fans are fans, and they're entitled to get carried away, entitled to dream and to believe. But from us, we have that understanding that it doesn't just sort of happen overnight, and it takes a lot of work and time just to get to know each other.
I've been doing this a long time and done a lot of interviews and been around a lot of clubs. There's a vibe here at the moment. You can tell when you walk through the door, when you speak to people like yourself or Liam or any of the players. I know people have used the word project. I'm not so keen on that word, but there seems to be a real cohesion. There seems to be something happening at this football club.
Yeah, I think obviously it goes all the way from sort of the top to the bottom, doesn't it? I think the fact that when we've come in now and just the way the gaffer wants it to be, the way Liam Sweeting wants it to be, and obviously all the way up to the chairman, I think that there's that belief of sort of uniting everything and not just having a team that's going to deliver success for one season. It's looking beyond that and trying to kind of create something that's going to go past just a season and having that longevity to it.
When we look at some of the youngsters coming through, Callum Tripp's 15. When you're looking at guys like Ronnie in your department, how good is Ronnie, and how important is it for him at his age to be part of the first team mix?
Well, I think it was the academy coach, John, said to me the other day, he's done pretty much his entire first year with the first team, which in this day and age is quite unheard of. I think first and foremost, it's sort of a testament to him in a sense of, he's come in, he's worked hard, he's knuckled down, and he's got on with it. There are moments where it's a little bit tricky for him, but he just keeps going, and the improvement that he's shown has been really good. So from his point of view, I think there's a lot to come, but in a sense of as a club, I think we're quite pleased with where he's at.
Is it one of those situations where he's almost better off with the first team than he is back in the academy?
Not necessarily. I think the first team opens you up to, especially as a goalkeeper, and obviously to a degree as obviously outfield players, it just opens you up to a sort of a different world in terms of pace of the ball, speed of pass, speed of thought, and ultimately that's where you want to get to. So once you get to a certain age, it's nice sort of ticking through age groups, but if you can be in and amongst it, then you learn to. It's kind of a sink or swim thing, isn't it? You learn by doing. I'm quite a big believer in that, and I think it's sort of proven a little bit with Ronnie in the fact of he's been doing it, and he's now starting to come out the other side of it.
I suppose it's not just on the field, but off the field as well. Mixing with the first team and being part of that environment will give you that sort of chest out sort of ability.
Yeah, hopefully not too much. I try to taper that a little bit with them being younger. I think there is still a part of you kind of come in and you do your work, and then maybe when you've played as many league games as Skip has, then I'll let you start stinking your chest out. No, it's good.
Is anyone going to do that though?
I know, yeah. So he maybe never get there. No, but it's good. Like you said, it helps them sort of develop and grow up in the environment. Such young kids to sort of be in and around it, and sometimes the way they hold themselves, you actually forget how young they are. But it's a good thing because you sort of mature quicker, and unfortunately, football, regardless of your age that you are, you've got to be quite a mature player. So if you're in and around it, obviously the senior boys, to be fair, the senior boys here have been brilliant with them, really look after them. I said Franco and Jamie have been, I think they've been massive helps to Ronnie. And like I said, even the more senior boys on the outfield have been really good. So the fact that he then grows up, it's only going to be a plus for him.
You mentioned Franco there. He was one of the sort of unknown factors, I think, last season when he signed on a permanent basis. How much have you seen him improve over the last 12 months?
Oh, I don't know. You have to ask somebody else that, because I think that'll be me taking credit for something. I'm not too sure. No, to be fair to the kid, it's off his own back. I think there's been a great improvement from when we came into the end of last season. And as I said, that's not me sitting there saying I've done a great job. That's on him. He's the one that's got to come in and do the work. He's the one that's got to apply himself. So yeah, I think again it's a sort of a credit to him and sort of the environment that they create amongst themselves. It's competitive. They want to improve. They want to push each other. And when you have that, I think only hopefully better players will come out of it.
And after keeping his clean sheet against AFC Wimbledon, I mean it sort of made him a cult hero among the supporters.
Yeah, he's got a bit of cult status from that, hasn't he? Yeah, I think that's not a bad league debut, is it? So yeah.